Hello, Bridget, Francis, and Rosie. This is Franklin at Lexus Victoria. I'm going to make a quick walk around for you on the 2024 RX350h Hybrid. So this is the same model as yours, the luxury package, just a different color. So I'm just going to do a little bit of explaining inside the vehicle. So we'll start on the door handle area. If you do have an emergency, you just pull this latch all the way out twice. As noted here, the 2X, 1, 2, that will get you out of the vehicle in an emergency situation. Otherwise, to open the door, I'm sure you figured that out already, where the braille notches are. You just push with your thumb and push outwards right after pushing the notch right there. Over here, this is the manual fold-in mirrors, that top left button. And if you're getting into a tight spot in your garage or somewhere, then you can fold them in manually. The one opposite auto with the light, that means the mirrors will fold in when you lock the vehicle. L and R, pretty obvious. If one of them is lit, what's the purpose of that? When you put it into reverse, it will tilt the mirrors and essentially you won't curb your rims as easily. So it tilts them downwards. These ones are pretty straightforward. Down here, what's that one? That doesn't allow your passengers to open and close the windows. Moving along over to the passenger seat. So this long one brings it forward and back. However, the very front of the button, up and down, that lifts up the thigh area. Behind it lifts the seat up higher and lower. Sure you figured that one out. And then this is to lean the seat back and forth. This one's very useful. This one's the lumbar support, so that will bump out your midsection of the back area. So that's very good. Okay, down below here, there's a little cubby here. You can put loose change or business cards or any little snacks in there. Your gas tank is right here. And your trunk, just by holding it for 2 seconds, it will open it. We have already set up the memory seat, so all you got to do is push. If you want to change the options of the settings for your steering wheel or mirror or seat, all you got to do is push set. Within a second or two, push 1, 2, or 3. You'll hear that audible beep. Over here, this is your Odo, your trip A or B when you need to change the oil. Brightness of the gauge cluster, down arrow, up arrow to increase the brightness of the gauge cluster. Over here, this button right here is the automatic high beam lights. So when you push this, right here will turn green, right here. That indicates that when there's incoming traffic towards you, it will not blind the drivers coming towards you. I like to set that notch to auto here, so you don't have to deal with daytime or nighttime lights. But if you do manually want to do it, right here, daytime, and top is nighttime lights, but I'll just leave it in auto. The inside notch here is for your fog lights. So upwards is the fog lights, down to shut them off. Okay, let's start with the steering wheel over here. So this is to increase the volume of the speakers, lower the volume. This is just the up and down arrow to control the gauge cluster in this area. That's to pick up the phone or to hang up. This is the back button for options in the gauge cluster. This button looks like someone's talking. Basically, if you're using CarPlay, you can hold it down for 2 seconds and voice a command. For example, you'll say, "Hey Siri, find Costco," and then it'll drop it right onto the map. On the opposite side of the steering wheel, there is the different radar cruise control mode. So by pushing that, there's 2 options: adaptive cruise and just regular cruise control. To activate the cruise control while you're driving on the highway, then you push this. That will turn on the cruise control. Here, opposite, is basically the radar cruise control. You can follow the car, increments of 5 lines. Each increment's about, I believe, 30 meters. So just If the vehicle in front of you suddenly slows down, your vehicle will also sustain the distance between the two of you. This is the lane departure assist, so it keeps you in the center of the lane if you're feeling a little dozy from driving. Down below here, mode, that is to change to the different music sources like AM, FM radio, your CarPlay, satellite radio. Left and right, these are your presets from your radio that you've set, so it just goes to the next song or the next radio station. The plus and minus is to increase the speed. Okay, I'm sure you've already looked at that. That's the wireless phone charger. Over here is a cup holder. You push it down to sync it, and then there's a button there to raise it up. Down here, this is your hold brake button. So when you're in drive, when this is in drive, you can push this. In the gauge cluster, you will see this green matching image here. That means that functionality is on. When you see the yellow hold, that means it is holding the brake for you. When you're driving, you just when you want to, you know, the traffic's moving, then you push the gas pedal to release the brake automatically. In terms of the emergency brake, it's right here, but it automatically engages when you put it into park, or it will release when you bring it into reverse or drive. As mentioned over here, this is the front defogger. So I like how those are physical buttons. On the opposite side of it is the heated mirrors and rear defroster. You might wonder, how do you know if the car is on? Well, you will see the ready. That means the car is ready to drive. Perfect. So you can see when you push this lane departure, it will disappear on the gauge cluster. There we go. Off, gone, on. Those lines, just like matching that one there for the radar cruise, you'll see those little lines disappearing. See, they're going away. One line that's 30 meters following, you know, two lines, 60 meters. Perfect. I like to go over here to the compass. So you push the right button here. That'll bring you over to the compass there. Perfect. Okay, I just don't want to fumigate the dealership. So I'll just turn that on there. Just the middle screen. This person that looks like they're sitting down, you just push that. That changes the flow of the air. So you just scroll it to whatever you like, usually face and foot. Heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering. I like this functionality here, climate. De-icer, so it will melt the wiper blades, as I mentioned to you. S-Flow, essentially it just detects someone sitting down on the seat, and then it will direct airflow there. There doesn't detect anyone sitting there, then it won't blow any air in that section of the vehicle. Eco, heat, and cool. Kind of like a heat pump. It's just more efficient for your vehicle, so I would turn that on as well. To increase the fan speed, you just slide that over and lower as needed. Recirculation right here, if you have a smelly diesel truck or a garbage truck in front of you. Sync, that just matches the driver temperature. This will be the heated and cooling seats for the passenger. Air conditioning, then you just turn the dial to change the temperatures. To turn on the music, you just push the knob here and slide it over. That will increase the volume controls. Over here, these 6 dots here, these are frequently used, you know, if you want to go into sport mode, eco mode. If you slide it over like an iPad, you'll see normal, eco, sport. Sport just stiffens up the steering. and gives you a bit more response from the engine. Economy, that basically just utilizes as much of the battery as possible, and normal will just adapt to how you drive. Over here, these are the drive assist. Anything highlighted blue, meaning they're all activated. You can try this one, the proactive driving. Basically, in heavy traffic, the car will slow down earlier than you would. So it's kind of a neat driving feature. You have your two plugins here, the Type-Cs, and then of course you still have USB if you have the older charger ports. There is a keyhole here, so you can lock the glove compartment from the, basically the insert from the key. You can put that in there and lock that if you want, if you wish. I mentioned that green light here, that's the electrochromatic mirrors. So it will dim any bright lights or any glare in all of the mirrors. And then the door right here, that green light, that will basically, when I open the door, all the interior lights will turn on. And this will open up the sunshade. Anything extended out, that opens. That's for the sunroof. Anything indented, meaning it closes. So you don't really have to look at it when you're driving. You can just put your finger up here and just feel, okay, that's indented, and you can focus on driving. And then, of course, your sunglass holder. More map lights behind there. Very good. Yeah, if you have any more questions, please message me anytime, okay? Thank you so very much.